Nakitlong ka Ri Khasi. Ngiwan lam shapi ko sngur bakhuit parpashngam. Ka beats aqua. Shpausnem dang yai pinja sliang.
Ka East West Group of Institution Bangalore, ka Cot Admission nagamta ka Nursing but Paramedical Course, ka bala ithu da ka Indian Nursing Council, ka By Admission ka Badunatam, but Shispa percent ka Jinyokam. Pila ru ban apply da ka Education Loan.
Kartikeya Vajpai ubreu nong thokot. Muktiar bad lampang hagasngi pale ka arpu pratrik jumang arjar arpuntri ulaplai Paidbah eka kot hanong ba Shillong ka ba ula agerteng the Unbecoming. Let the life reveal its purpose. Yakani ka kot Kartikeya Vajpai ulaplai Paidbah Shillong Press Club pengkar kajing edolang kong Patricia Mukim balong editor jong ka kot Khubor Shillong Times. Yakani ka sngi plai Paidbah yakani ka kot Kartikeya Vajpai rengkat kong Patricia Mukim kleo ban keren markman ban batai ya ther sani bha hakabaide berkerukom im kebakenja met bat kebakenja mensim.
Feel that what you spoke about is so important. People these days don't know how to take their defeat gracefully or feedback gracefully. And the reason for that is that, if you play a team sport, especially a team sport, at a young age, I really encourage you to experience sports, and especially a sport which is played in a team.
Here we are all football players. Everyone plays football.
So if you see in football, you're not only learning how to contribute for your team, you're also learning how to make things easier for your colleague so that he can also score a goal. So you learn sharing. And sports, you will not win every day. You might be playing a final of a very important tournament. And if you lose, then tomorrow there is another important tournament coming. So you have to learn from your mistake. And you have to be hopeful next day again. You don't have to be bitter, because if you become bitter and don't take your defeat gracefully, you're not able to perform next day in another big tournament. So sports teaches you very gracefully how to accept your defeat, learn from it, and with the spirit of hope, bounce back in life. So that's why I chose sports, to at least encourage people to have the spirit of sportsman's spirit, of taking your defeat gracefully, your feedbacks gracefully.
Yeah, in sports, I think one important message is that you are not important, the team is important.
Yes.
So I think team playing is important not only in sports, but I think in every other profession as well.
Absolutely. Because you work for an organization. An organization has principal objectives that everybody is working for, is contributing.
Yes.
When we take our contribution more seriously than others, that is when the friction comes within the organization. Somebody's role will be very small, but it's very important. If you don't give importance to that, then you're lost in your own ego. And it does not result into perfection, the state of perfection that we're talking about.
Also, this book tells me, at least as a reader, about the temporary nature of success. That if we are in a sport, we can have success and we can have failure. We can win one day, we can lose the other day. But there are some people who cannot take failure. So I think what Siddharth did was something that very few perhaps would have been able to do. That he was reflective enough to go and seek his old mentor and guide. Somebody else would have just been lost.
Absolutely. So that's what the core message of the book, that life itself is a sport. Enjoy the game. Don't be attached to the outcome. Because one day you will win, one day you will lose. How much passion can you have after losing? And how hopeful can you be to take defeat in a very graceful manner and then bounce back? Because life is constantly trying to bring each one of us closer to our own reality. Life does not understand the difference between good and bad for us. It is very intelligently giving events in our life which bring us closer to our own reality. Sometimes through happiness, sometimes through sadness. Because even a rude shock, what does it do? It brings you closer to your own reality. it makes you shed away all the access baggage which you were thinking was real.
So why did you choose Shillong? You've been to some of the most prominent lit fests around the country. We see Jaipur as the ultimate lit fest. And so why choose Shillong? What message do you want to give to the people of this state?
See, generally, if you see, I would not say that I am choosing Shillong. I thought Shillong is choosing me. Yeah, because opportunities come to you, you don't invite them. You can't pursue anything. It's not an act of chasing in life. It's an act of attracting. So, as and when there was an invitation to do this event, I was really excited. And to my surprise, in Guwahati, I had got a chance to interact with students. And I realized that, especially in this eastern side of our country, people are more rooted to culture, philosophy, literature. And the kind of questions the young students ask me, I was surprised. I couldn't find that in many northern parts of our country. So it has been a new exposure for me also. And I really want to understand the culture, the people, their passion towards
Have
music.
Have you been here before?
Yes, I've come to the musical concerts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is this phrase in the book, nothing to fear if you have nothing to lose. How does that play out in real life?
Absolutely.
That we would have nothing to fear if we had nothing to lose. Because we always feel that there's something to lose.
Correct. So I'm trying to explain through the book that fear and greed are very similar. They come complementary in everybody's life. If you're a fearful person, you'll naturally be very greedy also. And if you're a greedy person, you will have the fear of losing those attachments, those greeds that you have. So if you see, what are we most fearful about? Things that we are most attached about. Your greed, you will have no fear. You will become fearless. Because there is nothing to fear about. Nothing to lose. And if you work on your fear, you will have no greed. What will you be attached about? So I'm trying to explain the concept of detachment here through this concept. Now, detachment is something which has been spoken in different philosophies, religions also. Krishna was talking to Arjuna about detachment in Gita, where he was saying that focus on the task, not the outcome. And which is very important because detachment in today's life, modern life, people fear the term detachment. They feel it is for a monastic life, or a saint, or somebody wearing a saffron robe, or monk. Detachment is a superpower. It is simply the actual meaning of detachment. It is the absence of fear and greed. So, in a sportsman's life, just to give an example of how fear and greed rob you of your attention span, of being in the moment. So, when a batsman is playing well and he's in the moment, in a zone, if a fear comes in, his attention will automatically go to the outcome, not on the task. He will have this fear that what if I don't score today? Tomorrow I will not be picked in the team. Now, no matter how hard he tries to focus on the task, his attention because of fear will always go to the outcome. So it will give a very mixed result in the action. Same thing happens with greed. When a batsman is playing well in cricket, he's in the zone. If a greed comes in, then you're trying to impose your desire in the present moment. You're not seeing the present moment for what it is. It's like you go predetermined, okay, but he is trying to find a missing link outside. Maybe a career can fulfill their identity. Maybe money can fulfill their identity. Maybe having a big house, a good relationship will make them feel complete. So this idea of becoming, which is very popular, there's nothing wrong with it. But when you identify, you make your identity around it. Then you put yourself in the cage of no, what do you want? And you are much beyond that, what you're looking for outside. That seed of completion is already within you. You are born complete. You suffer with the notion that you're not, and you're trying to fill that notion by finding yourself outside. Till the time you don't take your inner journey, which is your relationship with yourself, more seriously, You will not know who you are. Every soul is gifted with some very beautiful talents. Sadly, for majority of us, those talents go unnoticed because you're too busy projecting outward. You're too busy becoming something.
But it takes somebody also in the journey of life to help us identify our true selves, to help identify the talents we ourselves don't see. Sometimes it could be a teacher, a good teacher.
Patricia ji, it becomes a very good excuse to wait for somebody to come and make you present to what you already are. If we wait for somebody to come in our life, which is again like finding that perfect person in relationship who will come and make you feel complete. The desire for the Guru is the same. You are waiting to know yourself for somebody to come and tell you. You don't have to wait for that. All it requires is to be, see, life is a journey within. It's a very lonely journey. Idea is to make this loneliness very beautiful. Your relationship with yourself. Many people are so restless that they don't want to spend time with themselves. They constantly are seeking for company. They become very restless when they are alone. So how do you discover yourself? All I'm trying to say is that your outside world is a mirror reflection of your inner world. Every battle in life is first won within you. What you're not able to achieve, the solution is not outside. It's a very restless journey. You can keep on trying to fix outside things. Fixing is required within you. All the knots, the confusion about what you want is within. In relationship, you can keep switching relationships, thinking it's not working. But the problem is within. The day you realize and open that knot, you overcome that, that lesson. It simply manifests outside in a beautiful relationship. Something that you want to pursue in your career and you're not able to achieve it. Solution is not trying outside. There is something wrong within it. That's why in English they say there's a very popular phrase. I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall it. It says that if you think you can, or if you think you can't, in both the cases you're right. So once you are convinced 100% with heart and mind within about anything in life, it simply manifests in your outside world. Solutions are within you. Your outside world is a mirror reflection of your inner world on every subject of life. What is within is simply getting manifested outside. See, in life, you can only give something which you have within you. You first generate within you in isolation, and then you spread and give it to the world. So if somebody comes to me asking for money, can I give money if I don't have it? I can't. So you want love. How do you give love if you don't have a self-love for yourself? So everything is within. Life is an inward journey. And when we don't take this inward journey, the unbecoming, more seriously than becoming, then we become victim of becoming. And it's a very, very restless place to be in. The peace is always out of our life. Because we don't understand. For you to understand what's your reality, what's the purpose of you, you have to first take your inner journey very seriously. So if you embrace the path of unbecoming, that is looking inward, you will write many chapters of becoming without identifying with it. Becoming is a byproduct of embracing the unbecoming. When the senses are too active, it becomes like a distraction. So the rest word is simply learning how to rest your five senses. And in different practices, even in meditation, if you see what are they teaching, they're simply teaching you how to rest your five senses. In meditation, different forms of meditations, what are you doing? You're closing the eyes, which is your strongest interaction with the outside world. Then you're looking for a quiet room where there's no sound distraction. So this sense is also time to rest. You're not touching anything, you're not eating anything, you're going still. And when that rest of five senses is achieved, meditation happens to you. You don't do it. It's an art of resting your five senses. Because your awareness is hidden under your sense perception. Senses are designed to interact with outside world. They cannot make you see as much as you try to see through them. that seed of God consciousness, awareness, mindfulness, whatever name you want to give, which is within. Hindi they call it Chetna. Your own self-awareness is something that can be experienced, it cannot be thought through. Senses can help you think, but it will not make you experience. So, for you to experience, it is very important the rest part, how to be still. In our modern day, we have forgotten to be how to be still. We only experience stillness in sleep, and in sleep also there are different phases. You experience stillness in a deep sleep state, where the body recovers and refreshes you. That's why when the sleep is not proper, you're always agitated, restless. And it is possible to be rested, to be still, even when you're awake. And in this, I have explained the concept of perfection in any action is when you invite your stillness, the silent observer in your movement, in action. So if you see in sports, in decision making, in every action, perfection comes only when there is a union of stillness and movement. If you ask a professional dancer, any folk dancer or a Kathak or Karnataka, or any regional folk dancer, what brings grace in her movement during dance? It is the stillness. If there is no stillness in the move, it will become a very restless dance. What in sportsmen, what brings power and intensity in the movement of a martial artist or a boxer is the stillness. In a fight, if you're not still, it will be a very restless fight. You just keep moving here and there is no intensity, there is no power. Forget about that. Music is loud here. What makes sound interesting is the silence between two notes. The sound vibrates. If I start speaking too fast here and I don't know where to pause, then my thoughts, my ideas, the sound will not vibrate and resonate with you. Every action, every movement reaches perfection only when you invite your silent observer in it. So that happens when I'm talking about. Once the concept of time is understood, it becomes much more easy to prioritize what is important for you. Because giving time to somebody and giving attention to somebody are two different things. You might be with your family for 2 hours, 3 hours, but there is very less attention in it. You just give 10 minutes of undivided attention and they'll be fulfilled. But we are never in the moment. Our attention span is so weak that we see life from the number of hours spent. In your work, if you give undivided attention of 15 minutes, you will be able to finish things which generally takes 2 hours. So time and attention are very different concepts. Now quantum physics, I'll take it more technical now, is saying that time is an illusion. It's just one moment, blink. Because they say that you can't measure the length of a present moment. It is eternal, it's infinite. It is only this present moment and the next present moment. How do you measure it? It's infinite. Past and future has been created to our understanding. Because we are so busy constantly relating with our past and basis that anticipating future that we are never in the now. You see, in a normal life, if you are your 24 hours, if you're awake for 15 hours, let's say 15 or 16 hours, 8 hours is the general sleep time people spend. Out of that 16 hours, how many hours are you aware in the moment? Maybe hardly 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Not more than that. Attention span of everybody, including mine, I'm also practicing it. It's very weak.
It's come to 5 seconds. No?
Yes. So you're either 24/7, you just look at your own life. You're constantly relating with your past. Something that happened to you, something wrong that happened to you 5 years ago, you're still carrying the baggage. You're seeing the present moment from the lens of your past. Or you're seeing the present moment from the desire of future, in anticipation of how it should be. You're never seeing it for what it is. So ultimately, what is time? If you see, time becomes much more relevant. I will not go far like quantum physics and say that time is an illusion. No, I'll not do that. But I'll tell you that time from a spiritual lens is an experiential phenomenon. How two people experience time is very different. It is based on their attention span. Two students giving an exam of 3 hours will experience time very differently. One person might finish in 2 hours and still feel, because his attention span was strong, that there was a lot of time left. The other person might know all the answers but still struggling with the last moment and is not able to finish it within 3 hours. The time that you experience here on earth, the moment you go out of space, it changes experientially. Also, when you're talking to your best friend, take an example from your own life. When you're talking to any one of your friends which you enjoy the conversation, often you'll realize that 2-3 hours have just passed. You have no realization of time. Forget about time. Maybe you're in the busiest street on the road, maybe in a shopping mall. You have no concept of space also. So just experience any activity that attracts your 100% attention in the present moment. The concept of time and space fades away. You have more time to respond and react. Same happens in cricket also. When people say that this player Rohit Sharma has lazy elegance, he plays one of the toughest shot in cricket, which is pull shot, 140-kilometer ball coming on your face, and it appears he has so much time to hit that shot. It's absolutely right, because he generally has more time because his engagement with the present moment through practice in that domain of batting is much higher than how you and me will see a 140-kilometer ball coming at us. So time moves faster if you're not engaged with the present moment, experientially. And it slows down as an experience. You have more time to do things in life when you engage with the present moment. It becomes much easier to do multiple things. But because we don't engage, our attention span is so weak, it is flying for everybody. You see people in job, 60 years is the retirement age. Suddenly in your own life you can observe, when you meet a person who has recently retired after, you meet them after 5 years. Have you ever noticed how fast they age? Because their engagements have gone low. And the time flies. In 5 years' time they would have aged for 10 years. They would worn out. So aging, mental health, quality of relationship, everything is attached to your attention span. It is as simple to understand the concept of time. The more engaged you are with the present moment, more time, more life, more youth, more productivity. So the quality of life, there's only one answer, your attention span. How do you work? You choose what appeals to you.
Lily, Pikalan.
Kanda pitharai kami kabisa. Paling itu na hadu kami.
Kenambay kami kami.
Mana bawan kata baci?
Lawan pun bro.
Ila khamsi taman ta.
Bila su palan. Wan nam dan jeng tiang ni ai. Menta tu penhiar mesin suki-suki bat ngamo.
Kali jono kan ni?
Ba, ka hospital tinggal ajngai nang ni. Kabai kali pan?
Kabai kali latip ke sarkar.
Binti Ashwa hang ni hadu nda dei por kamu.
Wat ko selaitan.
Ba kan dikas skim kalaya rap chibun ya kilong yeng kum jongpi.
Shim kanay ka bam. Kublay shibun sista. Ngidan ka man siwi ay.
Em peruk kala hika sarkar.
Kublay shibun. siya kakababiyang.
Ka sarkar ka jarab ikit kiba ablang.
Khubli shibun.
Sister, hapsiu kat nama.
Ka sarkar kalak siulat ikijing jing separo.
Kabli sipuan ma.
Ngi ki bakar do ngampoi perkhat banyo kum kani kajing yarap. Hawat kan?
Kanika Chief Minister Safe Motherhood Scheme. Kala ay jing rap yang isibon bah ki Paidbah.